The nominations process puts the power of who will be nominated to be the next leadership of the ANC directly in the hands of our branches. Each nomination at a branch level is chaired by the branch chairperson. The province and the region have oversight, but they do not run the nomination processes. It's very important for us to understand why we're doing that. We're doing that so that the real debate and discussion about who should lead comes directly from the membership of the ANC and is not a leadership-driven process. We are looking for leadership that will lead us into the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years and beyond, who are people who understand the values, principles, and the policies of the African National Congress. Individual members of the ANC are enabled to determine who they want to nominate. A nomination is made, it can be seconded, or it can be the one nomination that the entire branch believes in. However, every nomination must be motivated. People must say why. Thereafter, once the top 6 has been concluded, those nominations from the branch are placed into an envelope and kept until the meeting is over. There's a photograph taken of the nomination sheet so that is emailed to the ANC Electoral Commission here at Luthuli House, so that when the Electoral Commission looks at whether the branch nominations were free and fair, they can make a comparison between what the branch in fact decided and what ultimately comes to Luthuli House in the form of anything that comes via the province. Branch nominations sheets are signed by the branch chair and the branch secretary before they even leave the branch to go anywhere else. The second step is it goes to a PGC. At the PGC, all nominations in a branch are discussed. People then look at it to see whether any particular person has received more nominations than any other person. However, no nominee can be left out that came from a branch. All those nominations have to be forwarded to the Electoral Commission, who will then look at it. Any person being nominated should at least be nominated by 5 branches throughout the country or in a particular area. If a single person is nominated only by 1, 2, 3, or 4 branches, it is unlikely that they will get onto the ballot paper. Once PGCs have been concluded, the nominations are all collated by the Electoral Commission, which is independent, and a question is put to each nominee on a letter that requires them to say whether they accept nomination or not, and for which position they accept a nomination or not accept a nomination. That is a very important step, because if you do not accept nominations, automatically your nomination is withdrawn from the list of nominees. Lastly, all of this comes to conference. During the conference, all members of the ANC are made aware of who has been nominated and who has accepted nomination. However, any member of the ANC who is a branch delegate can nominate a person from the floor of conference, and then the Electoral Commission will request that at least 25% of the delegates present second that nomination. It is only once that has been done that another name will appear on the ballot sheet. If you do not receive 25% of the nominations seconded from the floor, then your name will not go onto the ballot paper. The BGMs must sit and curate with at least 50+1 of all the members who are in good standing. In good standing means a member who has been audited and appears on the register of the branch as an audited member in good standing. Any branch member of the ANC who was present in a meeting can also, within 48 hours of a BGM having been held, can lodge a complaint. Members of the National Committee will be spread out throughout the country to go and listen to people's complaints and to rectify where necessary. That process will not go on until conference sits, but will end in the first week of December. It is important that we understand the process in this regard. Firstly, it's important that members of the ANC understand that to maintain the integrity of the process, of our nomination process, they must understand the guidelines. The guidelines are made available to every branch in a booklet. And those guidelines go through the following areas. It explains how the nominations are done, who oversees the nominations, the quorum in a branch meeting must be 50+1. In fact, any person who is nominated must be nominated by 50+1% of all those present in the meeting. So it can't just be 3 people at the end of a meeting, everybody else has left the meeting once a quorum has been formed. There must be 50+1 of people in the meeting to in fact make sure that a nominee is indeed a branch agreed upon nominee. It is important for the public generally to understand that the ANC takes its responsibility very seriously of being an organization that is a governing party, and therefore the people that we elect into leadership must be people who come from a collective perspective rather than making themselves available and individually becoming a leader. We do not operate in that way. We operate on the basis of people being asked to stand. People stand, they are nominated, they accept and agree on a nomination, and it is only after that has happened that they will appear on a ballot paper. And a branch delegate is not nominated, it is elected in the branch, and that person represents the entire membership of the ANC in a particular ward. Understanding this will help people to understand the depth of democracy within the ANC. It is very much a democracy based on the will of a majority of the ANC members. It is based on the fact that people have discussed and have understood that they have a responsibility to put the best amongst us forward as the future leadership of the ANC, and hopefully in 2019 the future leadership of this country.